really relaxed fishing. Here on the Norwegian Sea from the shore, once again, super frequency, really good fish, and in terms of silver, this is going to be really good as well. I'm curious what else is still going to come in here. So quite a few nice eelpout are coming in here, but of course also other smaller fish. That's how it looks right now. So plenty of eelpout, Shorthorn Sculpin, but also the European Plaice is in there, and also Spiny dogfish is in there. So it's already looking really good. And right now I'm testing here. I'm testing on the one hand, of course, different colors first, like you normally do. And at the moment when I then figure out which color and bait combination works best, then everything gets fully expanded. So the entire setup then gets converted to this one working bait. That of course works even better when you already have bycatch. Then you can test the whole thing really quickly. Then you don't have to wait that long because you're not just testing with one bait, but directly with 4 baits at the same time. And accordingly, the whole thing here is of course much faster to test, and you also catch more fish when you already have 75% in sea fishing. How you best make percentages in sea fishing, that is shown to you here in this video. So, how do you get percentages the fastest in sea fishing? What is most worth it there? Yeah, I always like fishing here on the Norwegian Sea from the shore again and again, because here we have the possibility to repeatedly cast to a specific spot or an area from land and then really do a nice spot analysis. So we have the possibility to cast into the same area again and again and figure out what the fish like there on site. That is, of course, when we are out on the sea, that's almost not possible at all. Because, due to the drift, we are constantly pushed further. And because of that, we drift through more and more spots and don't really have the possibility to properly find out what is interesting at this spot right now, or which baits are currently preferred there. And that's why it's really exciting to analyze from land which baits the fish like right now. And of course you can expand that further and then test the baits that work here. For example, on the 34-meter sandbank, on the 41-meter sandbank. So usually that works quite well. That means you could theoretically try things out here first without your boat ticket running out, and afterwards you can still go out if you feel like it to one of these shallow sandbanks and test the whole thing even further. Or you just keep going here because it already actually looks really, really good here. Let me quickly check the time. 44 minutes now. So I'm already quite satisfied. I'll finish the full hour now. So I'll keep going here a bit more, and then of course I'll check again. Is there something in the keep net? Or rather, how much silver comes out of it when you just stand here relaxed and test baits? Speaking of testing baits, you actually have to test new baits as well. You can stand in the same spot, but in the end you don't have the same weather conditions at the time you are there, or maybe also different temperatures. So accordingly, you have to test baits again. Now we have something a bit bigger on. Okay, it even went a bit into the drag. Not bad either. Let's see what we have in here, and then we'll definitely take a look at the full setup again right after. Built relatively simple. Actually, I'm always looking for spiny dogfish because spiny dogfish can be caught very well from shore. So if you have a spot where you catch them, feel free to write it in the comments. I always like testing that. Well, look at that. A slightly bigger Saithe. Not bad either. Yeah, so 37 fish now here in the net. Of course, there was also a bit of testing included. So I tested different baits in different colors, so different bait shapes of course. And by now I've completely switched to white here because I had the best fish on white. And especially the big eelpout here, they also bring really good silver. And these here mainly went for white, and that's why I converted everything. Like I said, if I had found a bait where spiny dogfish works well, then of course I would have converted everything to that bait. But you just have to see which fish is worth it. And in terms of price performance, the ratio for eelpout is really good. So a very small fish that doesn't really fight at all. The frequency is really good with eelpout, and in terms of silver, this is going to be really, really good as well. I'll keep going here a bit more, like I said. Let's see what comes in now. We are slowly getting into the evening hours here, and then I'd say we'll soon have the full hour done. So just under 10 minutes left here, and once the hour is full, we'll take a look. All right, about the distance, also very important. I keep remembering all the time how far I charge up. So I start here with about 30% charged. That's maybe around 30 meters cast, and if that is successful, then I always cast again to the same spot. Always about half charged, so at 50% charged. 50% charged, just for the beginning to test whether it's worth it, and then if it is worth it, always cast the same again, and otherwise also charge a bit further. Most recently, 75% charge was quite good, so that wasn't bad at all. So you just have to play around a bit. I don't have a line clip here, doesn't work on this setup anyway. Instead, just always remember how far you charge and then always cast to the same spot again. Also best to remember a point on the horizon where you cast to. All right, now we have another bigger fish here. That's probably another bigger Saithe. Drag is already at 29. I can switch to power gear here so we can pull the fish in more easily. By the way, this setup is the setup from the video, what to buy and how to start on the Norwegian Sea. A super essential video. Definitely check it out if you're not sure how to start here. Absolutely essential, and more spots are also mentioned there that you can fish very well from shore. I have to say, even after all these months or after all these weeks, I'm still extremely satisfied with this setup. So with this very cheap starter setup, you get along really, really well, and the price performance is also really good. Well, look at that, another bigger Saithe. We'll reel that in piece by piece now. Still in the low gear here, the power gear, the lower ratio. Drag at 29, that's enough. I'll gladly take that as well. Always nice when it's in the keep net. Well look, 12 kilograms. That's something you can definitely show here, and that on this light setup also gives quite good experience. So keep going, and we'll see each other at the fish market. I've been going steadily the whole time here, simply on jig. And now, as the last fish, a haddock actually comes in. So exactly 1 hour now at the spot on this wooden pier, and I'm running back to the fish market now. So let's take a direct look, sorted by price. That's how it looks now. 1 hour here, including testo, bait testing, and first analyzing what works at the spot. Still 460 silver. Totally simple fishing, without much effort. And if you already know faster what works really well, then you make even more cash with it. So nothing special included, no trophy, no particularly big fish, just a normal frequency. 42 fish, 460 silver. That's quite okay. And now I'll test the next spot semi-AFK. So while I'm editing this video, I'll go to the monkey rock, because there you can always cast out the rod on the side, let it sink nicely, and during this sinking phase, you often already get bites. I can do that nicely on the side while I'm editing this video. If this helped you, leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That helps me as well. And we'll see each other in the next video. Until then, tight lines.